In relationships, we can all have an idea that this event is supposed to have happened by this time, and if it hasn't, this definitely means someone does or doesn't like us. So if you're waiting for a guy to tell you that he loves you and he still hasn't crossed over that line and you're starting to kind of freak out about why he hasn't taken this next step, in this video I'm going to talk you through 5 totally possible reasons why he may not have taken that step forwards with you yet, where it could be still very much worthwhile for you to continue to get to know him and participating in this relationship. I'm dating coach Hayley Quinn, and I've spent over a decade working with both men and women to help them improve their dating lives. And what I would say about milestones, before we get into those 5 reasons why he hasn't said I love you, when we're thinking about milestones like the I love you thing, or the moving in, or getting engaged, sometimes we can have a very fixed idea about when it is appropriate or not for those milestones to have happened. And if you feel like you've been with someone, in terms of length of time long enough, and they still haven't crossed over and done that thing, it can be a bit like tick-tock, is this person wasting up my time? So I think when you get focused on a milestone, often that's a sign to you that what you're really concerned about is someone wasting your time. And I totally understand, in the world of dating, there can feel like there's a tremendous amount of time pressure to get to decisions quickly, because from a young age, it's been all around us in society that, we have to hurry up, or that we're going to become less attractive as we get older, or options are going to run out. And so with all that time pressure weighing on us, it can make us want to get to decision points really, really quickly. That's why you may overanalyze his messages, or spend a lot of time concerned or worried or thinking about the idea of whether he sees a future with you. However, when we allow time to become kind of a bully in our lives and we allow it to drive our decisions, I think often it actually makes us make poor decisions. It takes us away from the moment. It stops us enjoying the experience of getting to know someone. And instead, it makes our whole dating lives very objective focused. And really, this doesn't work so well for dating. So if anything, by offering you 5 reasons why he may not have made that commitment to you at this stage, I always want to just reassure you that doesn't necessarily mean there's anything wrong with your relationship. We all move through relationships and in fact through life on different timelines, and we have different ways of expressing things. So instead of getting caught up on an arbitrary timeline, I instead want you to really swap your focus now to the day-to-day quality of the relationship. So the first reason that he hasn't said I love you yet, and I'm going to go right in there with the horrible one, is he's just not that into you, he definitely doesn't love you, and he's just stringing you along. So there you go. That's the big fear, isn't it? If someone hasn't taken the step that we expect them to take at a certain period of time. I would say though, if someone is stringing you along, the likelihood is this is going to be showing up in more ways than him just not saying those 3 words. It may be that he's totally inconsistent in terms of how he's showing up for you. He could be really into you 1 minute, you don't hear from him 2 weeks the next. He could be very secretive about his friendship and social circles. He could be unsupportive of other areas of your life. The I love you thing is not going to be in isolation if this guy is just wasting your time. And remember, most people don't consciously try to waste our time. It might just mean that they have different expectations and desires in a relationship, and they may be more or less able to communicate that than we are. So that's the bad one, and hopefully we'll have ticked that off the list. The second reason why he may not have said I love you yet is actually he takes his stuff quite seriously. I would say it's kind of a little bit concerning if someone's there on date 3 being like, oh my God, I love you. Because how can we love someone that we've known for a few hours? We can definitely be really attracted to them. We can be infatuated, but could we really say we love them? I don't think so. If someone really cares about the outcome of something and they're not looking to impress you, they may be much more considerate and conscientious in terms of how they move forward with communicating themselves. It might mean actually that he takes that declaration of love more seriously and he's put more thought into it, which is why he hasn't got there yet, or because he doesn't want to say something that he doesn't 100% mean. So this is actually an example of when he may not have reached that milestone, but it could actually be motivated from a very good place. And I just want to say, if you are enjoying some of the advice here and you want to have dating advice that is empowering and is actually a lot more about you than it is about him, please head over to hayleyquinn.com/real love. And hopefully I've got some cool videos and teachings for you there. So reason 3 why he hasn't said I love you yet. As we know, people communicate in different ways. Some of us are very much verbal communicators. Some of us also really like to hear someone complimenting us or letting us know how much they love us. Other people show they care in different ways. We've all heard of the love languages, right? It could be that he's taking your bins out. It could be that he's giving you lots of cuddles. It could be that he's put some shelves up. I'm being very, very sexist, I know, as I'm saying this list. But it could be that he's demonstrating through his actions what he finds hard to express or doesn't really connect with expressing through his words. The 4th reason he may not have said it is actually because he may be a little bit afraid about how you react. Sometimes I think we have an expectation that men are all born to be these like swashbuckling romantic heroes, and we kind of forget that they're just human beings like us, and that he has probably a lot of his own anxieties and fears around dating. Now, he may not be taking that step forward because he's worried about how you'll react. So instead of, again, focusing on overanalyzing his reasons why he may or may not do something, it's usually more empowering for you to feel like, is there something I want to express here? Or am I comfortable with the level of communication or the level of affection in this relationship? You can know what your own perspective is easily, but understanding his reasoning is hard. Final reason is simply that he needs more time. Remember, although some people might say, oh, you know, if he hasn't said it within 3 months, that's it. That doesn't really make sense in the real world. Everybody is on different timelines. And just because he's on a different timeline doesn't mean that his end destination is different to yours. So your job really isn't to have a perfect matchup in terms of the pace at which you want to accomplish certain milestones. It just has to be comparable enough that you feel comfortable to keep exploring this journey with him. So as I said before, try to make this question much less about what's going on in his mind and start to refocus on what is good for you, what would make you feel stable, what's going to make you feel comfortable, what's going to make you feel secure in this relationship. If you've liked the advice in this video, please give it a like or share or send to someone who might need it. And if you want to hear more from me, I would also love it if you could subscribe to my channel. So hopefully I'll see you again soon.